Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's
Or that Trey. Taz! I need some weed. Oh, hey y'all, what's going on? It's your main man here, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to It's Almost Time. And I'm Cornbread, the motherfucking ref. And without further ado, in this corner, A1.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, shut the fuck up. And in this corner, Paul.
Don't even get started. Don't even let him say nothing.
All right, then. That's it. No. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today?
I'm doing great, man.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm getting some reefer together because I didn't really get pre-productioned up, but we're gonna still keep it moving. Thank you, lovely. We have Brooklyn here in the house. You can't see her because she didn't sign the contract, but I'm gonna start having a ring girl too. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, fucking Meatloaf.
Mom, Meatloaf. But no,
you never know what she's doing back there.
Yeah, you don't. You know what I'm saying? And I need something to blow it out of. See. And I need them dabs out the freezer. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I love you with a twist. So.
I'm a little bit different location than normal. I have to flex just a bit because we got the waterfront back there. Good old Sunset Lake out here in Southern Illinois. Represent.
Okay. Represent then. You know what I'm saying? And where we always are in the bamboo garden. You feel me?
The stew over here.
He said we in the stew.
You know, the spare bedroom.
You feel it. So yeah, we ain't been on in a week. You know, it was Memorial Weekend. Let's jump it off with that. How was y'all memorials?
It was decent. I was gonna say, yeah, we had a little bit of a brain fart the pod before because we was talking we was gonna fill in the Sunday between because there was some no cards and no fights or nothing, but Mr. Cornbread had an excursion out to Chillicothe, Illinois for the final installation of summer camp. Actually,
the final as we know it. You know what I'm saying?
Really, it'll still be going.
So but, they still plan on doing it. I love you.
They're gonna rename it?
No, so I don't know as far as like super details, like if they're rebranding, renaming it. So what I do know is this. So ever since its inception, every year it's got bigger, which that's what you want, you know what I'm saying? But I want to say they primarily started as like a bluegrass kind of like hippie festival. I don't want to say hippie, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Like more bluegrass, organic bands, like and jam bands. You know what I'm saying? That sort of thing. Yeah,
like
and sort of and derivatives, maybe one off of those. You know what I mean? So, and then as the years grew, like they added kind of. Like the first one I went to had Wiz Khalifa headlining. You know what I'm saying? And this was probably 10 years after they started. You feel me? And by the time he performed there, he was already a known name. But when they signed him for the concert, he was just starting. You know what I'm saying? And so it was one of those things. So as the shit grew, they started adding kind of more genres, like, so they had hip hop obviously that year. And then EDM was starting to make its come up. You know what I mean? So like glitch DJs and glitch hop and lo-fi and you know what I'm saying? They started having more DJ sets, and then they got a Red Barn, which is like where you go see all the trippy shows at. You know what I'm saying? Like 3 a.m. and shit, right? Okay. And to where like it really became a fucking monster. Like, bro, you talking about? So the one I went to, So they would, when they started, they would probably have anywhere from like 7,000 to 8,000 people, right? With Wiz Khalifa being there, an extra, let's say 15,000 showed up, right? So to where I guess they calculated this one that I was just at, it was over 150,000 people, bro.
Woo.
For a whole fucking weekend.
I just got to hear about your experience and what happened.
Well, hold on. So, but before I get to that, so what I'm saying is, because that has to do with my shit too. So at this point, like basically within the last 5 to 10 years, it's been so big that, you know, like motherfuckers who was working it was like, yo, I used to want to come and volunteer because it was fun and I would get to see shows and hang out a little bit and do this and that. Whereas like lately it's been like, even if you do that, you're working your ass off and the payoff doesn't seem worth it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that, so that I want to say that was part of their influence behind being like, look, we finna scale it back. And so what I'm hearing is basically they're going back to the roots of it and like cutting out all the bullshit, like all the fucking, like the trippy music, EDM, like kind of digital shit. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're like a big name like that, I guess. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it just seems like it's leaning more towards like, all right, we want to get like, we want to get this younger crowd out that's fucking coming and bringing fentanyl to the party. You know,
damn.
and like type shit, and like, bro, it was out there, motherfuckers with needles and crack and shit, and like you know, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? But like, go to a crack festival, nigga. Go to a festival. You know what I'm saying?
Or
like,
at least go in your tent, for Christ's sake, you know?
But what I'm saying, because I'm just saying, if I'm fucking tripping, nigga, and I see you using needles, that's gonna fuck me up. And then, like, you know what I'm saying? It don't go together.
It's not a vibe.
It, like, nigga, that's too hardcore. Have a hardcore festival where meth heads and fentanyl users and all them niggas go to, and that's your vibe. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, though, so I got there Thursday and worked all the way through Sunday. So Thursday, I worked 10 at night to 4 in the morning. Got up Friday, worked 3:30 to 7:30, then 10 to 4 in the morning. Got up Saturday, worked 4 to 9, and during this whole fucking time, barely ate and drank shit, and it's fucking 90 degrees, nigga. So naturally, Friday night, I just try to go out. I catch the Trouble Chasing set. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out.
After that shit, bro, I said, nigga, I need to go get an IV or something. Like something was wrong with my body. And I'm the type, you know, I've been jumped, beat up, practice martial arts, do physical activity. Like I know my body well. You know what I'm saying? Like I know when I'm getting sick before the shit, like I know my shit, right? And I'm over here like, nigga, I feel like I'm dying. Like my shit is seizing up. I can barely move. It hurts to stand up, nigga. Can y'all call somebody to come take me? Yeah, we need 911 over to the VIP tent. It was like that. I fucking got in there. And they was like, yeah, I asked you all the questions. I said, this is what happened. They said, yeah, let's hook you up to a bag, nigga. Took 8 niggas to try to fucking find a vein to poke me, nigga.
Damn.
Because my shit was so fucking small because I was that dehydrated.
Oh, shit.
Yes. Not to mention I'm tripping fucking balls, fam. I got 3 tabs in the hospital, like, yeah. And I got the crackhead lips like fucking Tyrone Biggums and shit. And I'm over here like, y'all bogus for not telling me. So trust me, I feel motherfuckers when they say like, yo, the shit wasn't fun. Because literally I saw Trouble Chasing. I saw the homeboy Kawan and Company, shouts to them, and Steady Flow, you know what I'm saying? And then I heard Girl Talk and Les Claypool, and that was it. I didn't get to do shit. I didn't even work my Sunday shift because I was so fucked up.
Man.
Wow.
That type of shit. So yeah, I'm good. I said I'm retired from working festivals. I'll go to them motherfuckers.
But yeah.
I think
I'm
that's
not
pretty
working.
common among festivals. I've had a buddy who's worked a festival before one time, and he described a very similar thing. He doesn't really give a fuck, so he didn't really listen to him, and he just kind of abused it and took advantage of the kind of ran off. But like if he would have done what they said, it would have been exactly like that for him from what he was saying.
Well, so my home girl, shouts to baby sister girl.
Okay.
She is the manager and like is the one of the managers that puts me on. You know what I'm saying? And so like I'm all working for your friends is like I try to be like, yo, I'm gonna be as professional as possible, even though I know we homies, and I know you're gonna be more lenient with me, but this ain't about that, right? And even like, so when I get there, she's like, we got to do the orientation. I already know what it's about, but I have to do it to say that I did it. And so but she's talking to other people who are new, and she's like, yeah, so work your hours, this, that, and the other. If you're not feeling good, we got fucking hospital on site. Basically, they could do everything from fucking IVs to replace your nutrients to full-on blood transfusions, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you're in good hands. Don't be afraid to ask the motherfuckers for shit, because that's what they here for. And so, like, I'm hearing that, and I'm like, oh, I'm just in the back of my head, like, oh, I'm gonna use an IV. Like, that's my emergency stash. Like, that's my like when I'm in storm, like when I'm in the storm 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta use this motherfucker real quick. You feel me? So, but I never thought that I would really have to do it, but I'm glad I did.
Right.
And I woke up that morning of all this going on. I woke up to some messages in a separate group chat between me, this guy, and our homie Deezy, and they got sent at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, I got the first. I didn't even get it in real time. I woke up to it the next morning and was watching it, and I got the video of Dre. I'm so mad nobody told me I got crackhead lips. Like,
yeah.
He's like, well, I'm taking care of that. And then after that, he got out and he goes, I'm ready. I'm refreshed. They hit chug cannon. Let's go. And I was like, man, what the hell happened? But yeah, no, glad that you okay, my dude. Because that ain't nothing to play with. I'm glad
I was really on the brink of death.
You sought emergency rations.
You feel me? I was, man.
I didn't even realize you was off 3 tickets either.
Nobody did. Because I'm not going to tell them that in the hospital.
Smooth with it.
Hey, are you off cocaine or anything? I said, I was at work. I didn't have time to do anything. They were like, okay, no need to get snippy. I said, nigga, I'm dying right now. I'm sorry to get snippy. I'm sorry. My fault. I'm such a diva when I'm dying. I know.
Yeah, my Memorial Day was pretty not as eventful as yours. Kicked it on the leg, got in the water a little bit, picked up my little man, which you see him in the background. He wasn't paying attention to nothing until I said chug cannons, and he said Fortnite. Yeah. But yes, he did it again.
His little non-surfing ass.
Yeah, no, looking like a surfer though.
Right. If you don't get your blue crush, what's old girl name? That's who he looked like. Kate Benz, not Kate Bosworth. There you go.
Kate Bosworth.
You got the Kate Bosworth hair, fam.
But yeah, no, that's what we did. I picked him up he got picked up that Thursday before the holiday weekend. Did that.
He got that. Shouts to my man Orlando, fam.
But and I'll get this out the way as an announcement. I'm sure I'll bring it up again. But this upcoming Friday, I'm getting a couple teeth pulled. I will still be on deck for the pod after the pay-per-view on Sunday, but probably won't be talking as much, or might be talking all messed up. We'll see.
Like
2 of them going. But let's get back on track. A little 15-minute interlude there about some weekends.
Yeah.
Paul, how about you? How was your Memorial Day?
It was pretty good, man. I worked, but I got time and a half for it, so it's all good. Nothing
extra
crazy.
money.
Yeah.
Definitely not bad. Definitely not bad. Hold up, I'm gonna go off real quick. I'm getting a call.
Woo! Today's session is sponsored by Emerald City Kush Sugar. No relation to watermelon sugars or lemon sugars. But yeah, man. I got a chance to check out the shit. So your boy is an avid Apex player. You know what I'm saying? Got to master, finally.
Is that the highest rank?
No, Predator's the highest, but I'm one below that, but I don't care.
Right,
all
that's
I was
still...
really trying to do was get to Diamond, and I did that, and I was like, let me stretch it out a little bit more, and they was like,
right.
Master's degree. So
Damn.
I became master. I ain't got to do shit else in life, nigga. I'm colder than everybody that I talk to.
Right.
I said, go in my club on the game, nigga. I'm the only master in there. The next nigga is gold. Stop playing with me. Anyway, so I say that to say it took me a minute. I didn't log right on for the fights yesterday, but I got on them and looked later.
I think I missed about 3 of the prelims is what I missed yesterday. And we had some technical issues bringing them up, but ultimately I got it pulled up. And actually there was another fight in the middle of it that that's not right.
So yeah, I think I missed the first one of the prelims, and then I caught everything else after that. But then even this morning, I went back and I kind of skimmed over that one, and it was all right. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of which, we'll just jump it off, Nicky. Is it Philippe Lenz? Is he from somewhere else?
Felipe Lenz and Max
French boy. Word up.
Yeah, it looks like Lenz got
Lenz got the decision on that. What was
Lenz
it?
Come down from heavyweight.
He came down to light heavy from heavy, right?
I think he's been at light heavy for a minute though. I'm not entirely sure on that, but he started at heavy. I do know that.
Gotcha.
He's slimming down. He's trying to come down.
Gotcha. And then it looks like there was also Damon Blackshear
versus
Luan Lacerda
from Brazil. Now, this fight was interesting because this was the first one I tuned into, and it looked like it could have went either way. You know what I'm saying?
Well, even going into this card, like with all of the fights, there was one fight that had some crazy odds, and I think even like the Miller fight with his replacement fighter, the odds had changed to where it was a little bit more lopsided. But we went to build our 3-way parlay, and I was having trouble picking because of how even some of the cards. There was a handful of fights on this card itself that were like. The fights were like where both fighters were like negative 110 and like 105 or 110 to 115, like super. It could go either way. So it was really hard. Before we get too much into that, I didn't get a chance to drag it into here, but we did pick our 3-way parlay. We didn't pick it on air. But let me just refresh my own memory because it's just been shit lately. We picked it was the Alex Caceres and Daniel Pineda. It was Pineda money line. The Arlovsky and Dontel Mays fight. Dontel Mays money line was picked by Mr. Cornbread there. And Daniel Pineda was picked by Paul. And then I have my money on the money line for Kai Car France. And needless to say, we'll get to all of that. But yeah, we did pick it this late. We didn't get a chance to announce it to y'all. We'll try to do some quick investigating and picks here before the end of air today for this upcoming fight.
So yeah, the Damon Blackshear, Luan Lacerda, right? So coming out of the first, man, like, so there was Nice exchange from Blackshear to Lacerna. And then soon as they tied up and started grappling and got to the ground, it went the other way, kind of. But not that, and it wasn't that he had any type of advantageous position, more so than he was just like looking for everything and being prevented from doing it. Do you know what I'm saying? And so they were kind of in these awkward positions where like you didn't know who was getting who. And Laura Sanko mentioned that she was like, yeah, when it comes to leg locks, there's very minimum like movement to where like, hey, I'm okay, to where, oh shit, I'm in deep shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it might be a thumb like going 45 degrees this way, and like that's all you need, you know? So, but then coming into the second, it kind of looked like the same thing. And Lacerna kind of had this like he was trying to get either a knee bar or some type of like leg lock, right? But the way that Blackshear was sending was like this Indian style, but Lacerna was out of. You have to, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. He didn't have his back, but he did. But the way that, because he wouldn't let go of his leg. And so all he had to do was, because Blackshear had this, like how you have a triangle and you hook it behind your knee, right? So that's what he had going on, and that's why he couldn't straighten his leg out, right? But as he's trying to do it, Blackshear's on top, and he's like, oh, left hand free, bow.
Right.
1, 2, and then dude was like, okay, I felt that one. Let me turn this way. He said, okay, well, let me use this one. Beats. Hit him with one, fam, and you just saw blood on the mat. Like, and I'm like, oh shit, that one hurt. And then he tried to go back the other way, and he scooped that nigga 3 times. The ref said, you got to stop doing that. I'm calling this shit.
Right.
Because he could, it was something he couldn't defend only because he wouldn't let go of this dude's leg.
Right.
And his legs were like inside of his legs. You know what I mean? And so that's all you had. But what I knew was in the first round, he got him like that. And instead of hitting him in the face, Blackshear hit him in his ribs twice. And then he let go and was like, ooh, no. I said, yeah, that motherfucker got some power. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I have never seen a TKO like that where like a dude was essentially being held and then he just punched his way out of it. Like, you know what I mean? Until the other guy was like, oh, I'm knocked out basically. Like, yeah, it wasn't nothing. It was the craziest looking shit, but nice shit to demand.
I'll have to go back and
yeah. Yeah, that was a crazy one, dog.
Next fight was Elise Reed and Jin Yu Frey.
No, I don't remember it honestly. Like,
when it looks like Reed got a unanimous decision. So
okay.
The next fight was
a lightweight with your boy. Another one. See these Irish niggas though, and when I say Irish niggas, right? Like, I get Connor was the first major one. Okay, granted, like he gets his respect, he gets his props. Now, after him, I'm talking about real Irish niggas. Nick. Like, you see these, if you were to go over there and see Jamie Malarkey, that motherfucker would have on some trousers with some knickers on. You know what I'm saying?
He just
and
fighting
some
out
suspenders with a shovel and one of them motherfucking them cabbie hats.
So what is
knock you the fuck out for stomping on his cabbage and carrots, nigga?
Like, so is he just fighting out of Australia then?
I'm just saying. Yeah. I don't know. That nigga, it's like they got this spirit about him, though. I'm not trying to say he's Irish. I'm saying like the spirit of that, like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't many niggas like that no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if this was 100 years ago, he would be fighting like this.
Yeah, no, yeah. I was just thinking
like,
that.
That's the shit I'm trying to say.
Gotcha.
Like that nigga
it was Jamie Malarkey, and I think this was a dude's debut, Muhammad Naimov.
Yeah. From Tajikistan.
Yep, and for like what kind of sold it for me because I got to do a little bit of homework as far as the picks went, and again didn't do enough because we placed the 3-way parlay bet. I didn't really make any other bet. We're watching Naimov walk in, and Bisping is just talking about his accolades and basically what he had going on and the momentum he had recently coming in and how he got this shot. He was the biggest underdog on the card, though, was a plus 370 dog because Malarkey is that. But I didn't realize in talking up, I didn't realize Malarkey was about to walk up, but they were just talking about dude's momentum. And I was like, man, I might put a couple bucks on this dude just because I'd seen what the odds, like how big of a dog he was. I was like, bro, this is like, I've pissed $3 away easier than this. Like, why not? And so I'm scrambling to get on. And as I'm doing that, my little man here, he's like, yep, I got my money on Naimov. And I was like, okay, I'm definitely getting it. And I don't know if we're on a delay or like how much time I got to lock this in. So I scramble, log in. Didn't really want to pick a method, so I just threw $3 on the money line. Naimov got the KO, like put it on
KO TKO.
But he there was no doubt, dude was out. There was a reason it got stopped.
Right.
And then go ahead, Paul.
I was just gonna, just same thing. He complained about it, but I thought it was a good stoppage. He fucking couldn't even stand up for like 10 seconds.
At all. And then just to add to that, evidently Tajikistan, is that how you say it properly?
I think so.
Is it Jika or Tajikistan? Like, no, okay. Tajikistan is like if basically the market for UFC there is there, fam. Like that's all them niggas do is watch niggas fight.
Oh yeah, no, that's what Bisping was saying also. That was kind of very similar to Dagestan. Like that whole country is just behind fighting and behind their fighters. Like they just super loyal. And I'm like, let's get it in. And I was,
what was it? Because at like 4:30 in the morning, they had like a soccer stadium packed just to watch that nigga fight.
That's crazy. So what are they like watching it all on pay-per-view together at a stadium?
Yep.
That's crazy.
But no, it was a good fight. Like I said, threw 3 down on the money line. I got a 14.70 payout. What that's about a 5-1 payout, right?
Yeah,
not bad at all. And that was a money line.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I would have threw a little on that TKO, man. Could have probably doubled it.
and may I remind you also that we did state that like as we place these bets and we're keep coming up correct, we got to go deeper in the rabbit hole. So because you was right, so the next one you got to pick 2 of them.
Okay, so like
you know what I'm saying,
and then maybe by method or
whatever. Like I don't care what the statistic is.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So you could say, oh, this motherfucker's gonna lose, but they're gonna have the most significant strikes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what you mean.
So yeah, that's what I'm on because I want to see how good we can get at predicting this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to look back a year from now and be like, fam, remember when we started doing research? And this shit happened. I want to be like, hey, check this shit out. Cyril Gane right knee in 2:42 of the 3rd round.
That'd be crazy.
and you just own that bitch. I'm gonna quit podcasting right there.
Right.
And I'm gonna be the new Miss Cleo. Yeah, I'm gonna be the new Miss Cleo of UFC.
Oh yeah, if you get that good.
Yeah, if I could start snapping like that.
Might as well, bro. We're gonna go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Like more than just in July.
Yeah. on everything. On everything.
Next fight was John Castaneda.
Oh wait, real quick, because Muhammad Naimov, fam. Now, again, this was a fight that up until the shit that happened, this nigga was not winning.
Yes, I agree.
It was not like he was outclassed, though.
No, he was, though. Everything that Malarkey was throwing at this nigga connected from no matter what part of Europe it came from, fam.
I get that, but like again, look at the result.
No,
And
that
he
you're
was
not
playing
hearing
the
me.
game.
See, you talking about stuff I'm not talking about.
He was
right
playing
now.
the game, bro.
Listen, I'm not saying that. Okay, fine. We'll get off UFC for a second because I need you to understand what I'm saying right now. This motherfucker was playing Street Fighter 2 as Ryu against a nigga who was fucking Dan. And he was beating Dan's ass so bad that the shit was 2 rounds. He had 2 rounds out of 3 on this nigga. And half his bar gone in the 3rd round. Like you knew what was coming, fam. Until this nigga stepped back.
No, that he
and did
finished him in the
until
second.
this nigga stepped back with the most awkward counter right.
He finished him in the second.
Bruh. When I seen that, everybody said, yo, that was the craziest looking shit. But it worked. I'm not mad at him. And that's what I'm saying too. I'm not mad at young boy. But what I'm saying is we seen it, fam. Because dog, listen. He would, yes, you supposed to get hit with jabs into rights, and you supposed to get hit with low kicks. That's regular shit, right? This nigga was like, oh, straight spinning back heel kick, nigga, and it connected. This motherfucker said uppercut, grab you ground, and it connected. And like, he was just trying shit. That's what I'm saying.
Trying to figure out the controls?
Bruh. No, not even. No, he knew the controls. He was doing shit that everybody ain't doing.
Okay.
And he would, and just being like, you know what? I wonder what a jab spinning back elbow knee will look like. And he was just throwing it out there, and it was hitting because this motherfucker was like, oh shit, like this nigga's hitting me with shit. And like a couple times though, fam, go watch that shit. But that counter right was vicious.
Clean.
Clean.
And then the follow-ups, I mean.
And that was the thing, is like it allowed the follow-ups, and that's how you know it was clean, because he didn't get hit with it, go down and say, oh shit. He got hit with it and went down and said,
Why'd you stop it?
Well, yeah, why'd you do that?
Like, yeah.
I'll be right back. I gotta fill up my water bottle.
No, you good. But yeah. No, I wasn't trying to skip over that one like that, because I saw that and I was like, oh my damn.
No, and again, yeah, it's
crazy.
not like that's necessarily damages Malarkey's stock.
Yeah.
Because he was doing his damn thing up until the point.
Yeah.
But I was impressed, obviously, with Naimov, and of course I'm biased, dude. Just help me come up.
Right.
Right.
Oh, no doubt.
But definitely
say,
decent.
yeah, that was
definitely
crazy.
decent.
Yeah.
And then the fight after, you made this point too. I don't know if you made it while we was actually broadcasting or not, but like you made a point that basically these fights, the prelims, it would be a banger followed by like an followed by a banger, followed by an but it, like, in cards like that are okay because it gives you time to calm down. You can get a drink, smoke something, whatever you need to do. So, but
said, do what you need to do.
Cause like the fight after it was John Castaneda and Muin Gaforov. Yep. Tajikistan fighter too.
Bantamweight, but see that again, bantamweight division, the most stacked division. You know what I'm saying? And I
find it kind of funny too. Like, why with this newest season of the Ultimate Fighter is one of the weight classes in the house bantamweights? They don't need no new bantamweights in the house in the organization right now, man. The next season, they need to be looking for middleweights.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
That's what you need. But I think for a grown
middleweights
and
145 females.
I was gonna say for a grown ass man, unless you're like your mental is there or you're just in top peak condition, like genetically, you know what I'm saying? It's hard for a grown ass man to be between 150 and 190, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like that's like the discipline zone for us. You know what I'm saying? And so that might be why, because unless you small anyway, like it's hard, bruh. I was that as a sophomore in high school, Nick, when I wrestled. Like I was like 160. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
and see, and even right now, I think, and I'm out of shape, and also I'm not very big, but I'm about 190 probably right now, which I should be like 170 if I didn't have my little dad pod going on down here and stuff. Yeah, I should be 170, 180.
But
So
but what I'm saying is, you see a decision in the bantamweight, you almost have to watch that fight and see what happened because it might have actually been a good fight. You know what I'm
you never
saying?
know, yeah, because the gas tank on a lot of them dudes, like you're not gonna get finished, and not to say that they don't have finishing power at that weight. Really, everybody on that roster, with the exception of maybe like the female strawweight division, is
Yeah,
gonna possess knockout power most of the time,
right.
and it's not
Word
gonna
up.
happen all the time. But yeah, speaking of that fight after the Castaneda and Gafurov. Castaneda got a unanimous decision victory, which actually brings us to the fight after, and also still on the prelim. And it was the first fight on our It's Almost Time 3-way parlay. Picked by Cornbread.
Let's go, boys.
Bro. No, parlay boys. Parlay boys, bro. I was
I
sad.
said niggas finna wake up to that shit.
No, I gotta find a way to extract that out of the messenger and sample that
Yeah.
because that shit had me crying, dude. But yeah, so it was Andre Arlovsky and
Word.
Dontel Mays, which I didn't realize until the walkouts that Mays is one of John Jones' heavyweight training opponents. I didn't realize
Uh-huh.
that he's been putting in work with Jones, so naturally he's working with greatness, and that's gonna rub off no matter
Yeah.
who you are. If you're paying attention and you want it, you're gonna get something from it. But I got to give a big shout out to Andre Arlovsky because this dude debuted, I want to say, in 2005 in the UFC
Yep.
and has evolved with the game.
And
Like,
shouts out to him for being in that movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
oh yeah, yes,
He
yep.
snapped in that, fam. With his Paul Walnuts looking ass. He looked like my boy Paul Walnuts, man.
Shout out to Paulie Walnuts.
Word up.
Yeah,
And that was your boy's parlay. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Dre
Mr.
had,
447 himself.
The best
and
one.
we like to try to explain some of our stuff because I even said when I picked my parlay, I was like, man, there's just too many close fights. I'm just gonna go with something I feel like is in my gut would probably
Word.
happen.
So for me, okay, so lately, because in light of the podcast, and like I know we're not as credible right now because we're getting started in the not like even the knowledge we have is kind of beginner knowledge, and maybe they have people to help them, but we don't. So that we get to cheat a little bit.
It's
You know
our
what I'm
own
saying?
speculation, yes,
Right,
sir.
yeah. And so a lot of it is shit talk, but we try to at least statistically be true and like somewhat factual,
Look at
even
it from the
though
stats and like, no,
right,
I'm
yeah, you
doing
know
my
what I'm saying?
homework.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and especially once the parlays came about, I said, okay, now I'm gonna actually have to study.
Now I have to be serious.
Yeah, and so when I
No, but
was looking,
he was debating. He goes, man,
yeah,
my
so
gut tells me.
I'm looking at the fights and I'm like, okay, oh, Andre Arlovsky. I know that name. Who's he going against? Dante. Let me look at this. Let me look at this dude. I see, and to me, I say your last 5 fights, it's like roulette. It's like looking at the last 5 numbers, right? Or that's it, roulette with the spinning wheel. And then you're like, oh, yeah, and you try to make a prediction based off that. So I'm looking at the last 5 fights, and my gut is telling me, for whatever reason, that Arlovsky finna get knocked the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? But based on their records, Arlovsky should win by decision.
Yeah, because he had 4 of his last 5s were dubs,
Right.
and
he had
they were
one
decision.
submission loss.
And all of his wins were decision wins.
Were decisions. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the other dude had like 2 knockouts, a submission, a loss, and a no contest. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, okay, so I said if he's all decisions, but this dude's at least knocked out and submitted somebody, and he's been submitted, then that to me is what's speaking higher. Like, that's what my gut is saying. So that's what I'm rolling with. But I don't want to go against because of statistics.
Mhm.
Do you see what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's the balance we try to have here at It's Almost Time.
But hey, you went with what you thought, and you actually kind of backed off your gut a little bit because you said, "Hey, I thought he was getting slept." You could have put that on the slip, but
Yeah.
you grabbed the money line,
Yeah,
but still came out and got that dub.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with being a regular B, as long as you're not a basic one.
Yep. Hey, and to be honest, up to the point though that Arlovsky ended up getting slept. He was fighting a good fight.
Yeah.
Good footwork, good hands.
And
good
dog
movement.
slipped a jab and came over it with the right, like some Chuck Liddell shit.
So I give a lot of credit for evolving over the years and evolving with the change of the game. You've got a little bit of speculation though, thinking that might be the last that we see of the Pitbull in the UFC though.
It may be. I feel like if we see him again, it's gonna be to hang the gloves up.
It's gonna be the retirement fight.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless he's going for some record of being like the oldest nigga, because what was Couture, 45?
Something like that. And even right now, Arlovsky is the oldest fighter on the roster.
I mean, on the roster.
Active.
Right.
And it's by quite a few years. I think the next closest fighter might be like Stipe and Jones and stuff. Like, because again, it just is crazy to me that some of these fighters, like these big name fighters, like are closer towards the end than the beginning, man.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it happens though.
And it does, and I'm appreciative of the fact of the longevity of these legendary fighters, man. It is like, I don't know, I've been in like 5-6 fights in my whole life, and they was all like when I was a youngin'. So it's like, even thinking about getting into a scrap, man, you get that feeling that it's not always a fun feeling, thinking that you're gonna have to throw down and stuff. So like for somebody to make that their career, thank you, because it's fun to watch.
Thank you. Because I love it.
Yep. And then the fight after, again, we went from a banger to it was all right, but bantamweight bout, Daniel Santos versus Johnny Munoz. Santos got the unanimous decision victory. There was some back and forth moments, but there was a reason Santos won. Just was doing more, pushing the pace. I feel like he inflicted more damage on Munoz, and it was a deserved decision for him. That was actually the final fight of the prelims.
Yes,
was Santos versus Munoz, which brings us to the first.
To the main event.
Yes,
bro,
sir.
that reminded me of the crocodile from fucking All Dogs Go to Heaven. You know the one I'm talking about?
That's my nigga too. No, that's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers don't understand, not to change the subject, but like, there had to be a little racism in cartoons to teach us about the world.
I got it.
Like,
they went over the top with some of it.
No, when Daffy Duck was Danny Boy and came out that book and said, "Nothing could be sweeter than my sweetie when I meet her anymore," I said, this nigga is stupid. and I meant nigga. Like, Daffy Duck is a coon. I don't know if I could say that here, but
bro,
that's how I feel.
You never Don't stop now. You already
Look.
be saying what you want to say.
Look, fam, Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny is where a lot of my comedic genius comes from.
Well, I don't.
Because both of them freestyled off the top every time.
I've come to the. I think I've come to the conclusion on why you're not racist when you discuss these topics and when you say these things.
Wow.
Because you just commentate in life. You just
Right.
you just saying what you see.
That's in fact.
And it's not your fault it's racist.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wasn't afraid of niggas dressed up as bitches, because Bugs Bunny did it for so long that it was like, oh, he's trying to fool me. But I know who you are.
But hey, that's why you got people thinking you Illuminati too. But that's another story for another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Abubakar Nurmagomedov versus Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos.
Dos
Santos, which is
of
the Saints.
The Santos.
Nigga. The Santos, yes. Good fight, Santos. And it was back and forth, and actually this one went to a split decision. So I was actually kind of happy Dos Santos got the nod, because don't get me wrong, Nurmagomedov did some things too, but he was in some trouble in that fight, man. Like, Dos Santos put it on him, man. A couple of submission attempts, and just good pressure. Nurmagomedov was going in with the wrestling and stuff, and I think he got some takedowns, but I want to say that it was like Dos Santos was getting right back up, was doing his thing proper, and I see why he got the nod. I could also see, though, why some people might have thought it should have went the other way. That's one of them that it just, I don't know, occasionally you'll get a split decision. That's a deserved split decision. And there was actually, I think, 2 of them on this card tonight. Well, we'll get to that.
And then the next fight is possibly the reason I can't go anywhere south of the equator, because I might get one of 2 of these women pregnant, and that is Karine Silva versus Ketlin Salza. You know what I'm saying? And if you remember, Salza in the story of Voodoo was the one who was cast away and became white and came back to conquer niggas. And this nigga tried to conquer my baby mama and got her motherfucking leg broke. Nigga.
Yep, this was her UFC debut from Invicta. She was a former Invicta champ.
Yeah.
Silva got that knee bar.
She came in with that big ass head braided, boy.
Minute 45 of the first, so it didn't even take a long time.
Didn't even got to the business, because she was supposed to meet up with me after that.
I haven't checked the stats, but I would put money on it that she got submission of the night, just because.
Oh no! Not only that, but has all of her wins have been finished, 100% finish rate.
Yep.
And all from submissions.
That is nice.
The other girl had 8 out of her last 9 knockouts.
That's when
she took her to the ground, she knew exactly what the fuck she was doing.
Silva understood the assignment.
Yes, that's why the shit ended so quickly. That in my opinion was fight of the night because of that. Not because of like anything else other than like it was like, oh, this is what's in front of me. Rubik's Cube. Here it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, fuck. Because I was like, and then was crying after that, fam. Because it was like, and I'm not making fun of it like that, but like she like was in it, did it, and was like, could release. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
she was releasing before the ref was jumping in. She knew it was done.
Yeah, fam.
And it seems like that Salsa is going to be a little bit of time before we see her back, because she damaged.
She fucked her
from
up.
Ligaments. Yep.
You saw the knee pop out, bro. Like, I hate to see it, but great job, baby mama.
Hey, she again, that's what she's getting paid to do, and she didn't even do anything wrong in doing it. She just that was beautiful technique.
At any point before that, you could have gave up.
Yep. Because that was in.
You see? Are you watching it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy, wasn't it?
That's like a reverse knee bar.
Yeah,
Usually you do
Nah,
it
yeah,
together.
that's what. No,
Weird.
okay, that was the thing too. Is like she did it and she tapped right, and they were like, "Oh, what was that? I didn't even see
Oh.
what it was."
It's
And you
like
see it from the top.
it's like a modified heel hook.
Yeah,
or something.
it's like a
It's
heel
weird.
hook, but
And
her
no,
knee was
like
the
for
fucking
the
pivot point.
inside
Yeah,
ligament on this
was the-
side with the
but her
heel
own
hook.
knee was the pivot
Her
point,
knee
and so
bar.
when she leaned to that side and had it up, like in the only way that would have stopped is if she would have rolled to the same side, so she couldn't extend it.
She won't go nowhere.
But she couldn't, because bro.
Yeah.
I said that shit. Ugh.
Next fight was Tim Elliott and Victor Altamirano, which was a unanimous decision for Mr. Elliott.
He's the little boxing flight weight with the mother.
Yeah. Paul sent a little random fun fact. I'm gonna call him Pop Up Paul because it's like pop up video. He'll be like before a fight, he'll be like, "Hey, I didn't know if you knew about this drama about this fighter." And I was like, man,
but I've been tweeting that it's not getting banned and shit.
Yeah, no, I was like, man, I could have gone without knowing that one because that was some juicy tea. I guess Tim Elliott. I don't know when this happened, but I hate to bring this up, but I'm going to because clicks.
No, he tweet the reason I got all this straight from his tweeter. He was tweeting all this.
His
so
Twitter.
His Twitter. Yeah, he was tweeting all this. He put it out first.
But I guess dude was getting married, and his wife on his wedding night, he caught his wife banging best man. Which, man, I probably would have a charge.
I would have told Dana, get me 3 fights right now.
No, for real. This
morning, this evening, and tomorrow morning.
I don't know how Altamirano didn't get finished because, if that happened to me in my life, and it was recent,
I have to imagine you're that nigga.
It's that dude.
No, I have to imagine you're him, fam.
Yep. And I'm sorry. We can be cool after the fight, but until then,
she's a fighter. I didn't know that.
Look, if I'm about to fight that nigga, I'm finna be like, yeah, I'll stand in. Who I'm fighting? Tim Elliott. Wait, the nigga that just got married? No, fight's off, bro. Why is fight? Cuz, nigga, he gonna imagine I'm him.
Yep.
He gonna fuck me up.
And he got the victory, and it was kind of one of them. It was but he got the job done. He did his thing, and he even said I'll give him some credit too, because in the post fight, Tim was talking about how things have been off in that training camp. He had been sick. There's some stuff that went wrong with the weight cut. I don't even think dude was necessarily trying to excuse it. He seemed genuine in what he was talking about, but he said, "Hey, this next time you see me, it's gonna be a different story. I want to be doing better things in there." So, I have a feeling that next time we see Tim Elliott in there, whoever he fighting, I'm sure he gonna be more gun ho about it. Right. Which leads us to the next bout, a lightweight bout. Between Jim Miller and a last-minute replacement fighter and a Jesse Butler. Came in on 48 hours notice, made weight, and made a great nap, I guess.
Man.
After the fact, because Jim Miller logged his fastest knockout and finish in his UFC and his illustrious MMA career, and we already know
3 seconds.
How legendary Jim Miller is.
And he already knocks niggas out. But in the fashion in which he hit this young bull, he hit this man with a right hook and he said, okay, that's cool. But then boom. And this motherfucker's proceeded to fall back. He said, oh, you're falling? Here, have another from the Cold Stone Creamery, fam. And that punk was on the wall, sleep. He was asleep. He just looked at him. He said, okay, job's done.
Sleep.
Dog, sleep. Like the ref was like, what do I do?
And actually looking at it, and holy crap, I guess Silva did not get a submission of the night nod for that.
Oh.
But Jim Miller did get a performance of the night for his knockout.
Grandpa Jim got that pawpaw strength now.
Man.
Yep, that pawpaw strength.
He taught that young boy a lesson.
The next fight, which was actually the second fight that was on our It's Almost Time three-way parlay, was Alex Caceres versus Daniel Pineda. Paul made the pick, and then I love how you do this. You'll make a pick, and then I posted it, and he goes, "Yeah, I think I threw it. I threw the wrench in this one for us, guys." Then why did you make the pick, Paul?
I just thought it was the least solid pick. That's all I meant.
Gotcha. Well, and it went to a decision, but this one actually got Fight of the Night honors, it looks like, from the UFC website as I'm going over it. But Alex Caceres got the nod. Mr. Goddamn.
Bruce Leroy.
Bruce Leroy. I was drawing a blank. I was like, no, this dude has like the dopest
I don't want to be
nickname.
racist, but I want to get it right.
No, yeah, I got this right. I got to make sure I got this. Because
he's on his last life.
These barbecues is coming up.
Look, his black life matters.
Yeah.
Because this nigga got 2 strikes like a real felon.
Yes, bro. No, and I can't not be at the barbecue, bro.
He said I can't not be at the barbecue. I love your mom's potato
Bro,
salad.
no, I've been, so I know. Like I can't get cut off now.
Oh
like, no.
shit!
Hey, there's
Tasted real seasoning
under that piece of cardboard right there. I bet this one right here. You see it moving?
That's a skit. I gotta write that down. How when I first bring my white friend over and I give them a plate of food, but they just see in black and white, but as soon as they taste the food, all the color comes rushing in. And they're like, is this what the world looks like?
It's like the Catcher in the Rye with flavor.
Bro, that's genius. Say no more because we live.
Yep. Hey, that's there's copyright here with the
that's a skit, yeah.
Yeah. Which actually, that Caceres and Pineda was a co-main event, and that's where we did lose our three-way parlay. But don't feel too bad, Paul, because I didn't want you to be alone. We go to the main event of the evening, a flyweight bout between Kai Kara France and Amir Albazi, which this was a good fight. It was a back and forth fight, and output-wise, though, Kai Kara France threw so much more. You actually look at the percentages though of what got landed, and you see why this fight was so close. Kai had a lot of, was just being very busy.
Right.
But Albazi, when he was throwing and landing, he was damaging. He was landing the harder shots. Actually had France wobbled a couple times. I'm not gonna say he was hurt, but definitely felt the shots, and the judges could tell that he felt the shots. This one was obviously the main event, so it was 5 rounds, but went to a decision, and Albazi got the split decision victory. There are some people that are really upset. I haven't been paying super close attention to Twitter or anything like that because I'm out here and we swimming and doing that kind of shit right now. But just the instant reaction, what I've seen, there's some controversy. People are upset. But again, how many times does it need to be said? Don't leave it to the judges.
Finish that shit.
Yep. And it's not necessarily on them for having to go to the judges because these fighters, it's not like they weren't trying. It's not like France wasn't trying to hit them or trying to hurt them. But this is what happens.
And not to change the subject, kind of to do with it, but not, because we discuss fighting. You know what I'm saying? As men, we understand escalation into fisticuffs and worse can happen depending on the situation and variables. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying. So I say that to say that I was discussing some things with my lady. You know what I mean? And I was like, and that's why, I'm here to protect. So if a motherfucker step to you a certain way, they got to feel these motherfucking hands. Nigga, I got to fuck them niggas up. You know what I'm saying? Which y'all would agree with that.
Yep.
If motherfuckers fucking with my lady or my family, nigga, you got to go. And it ain't, and I'm not saying I'm going to kill you, but I'm going to escalate it enough to get to a point where I need you to fucking understand, one, that I'm serious, and two, you don't want to jump back across that threshold. And she was like, see, that's what I mean. Like, why does it have to be that with guys? Like, why does it have to be do what I say or I'll beat your ass? It's not do what I say or I'll beat your ass. It's respect my fucking boundaries or it's step across the line and find out.
Yep.
That's what it is. I said, and beating ass as a man is the fucking standard. Just like if two lions come up on the same turf and that nigga's like, what's up, lion? And the other line is like, nigga, you tell me, catch these fangs and these claws.
But you as a man, are you trying to beat some ass of a former, like if it's a former girl?
Hell no.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Unless she challenging for the championship, nigga, that ain't on me. That's on her. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll allow it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I said, that's what is going to make people understand. Like, I'm not trying to be crazy, insecure, none of that. Hey, respect mine or fucking find out.
Man.
Respect mine or here go to Tech 9. Blau, move from the gate now.
Yep.
And gate represents the boundary.
So
you're right there.
We had a little bit of a lull, and it's weird because 10 years ago, this wouldn't even have been considered a lull. We'd be like, oh man, it was only 2 weeks in between fights, and we got more UFC. But no, we had one weekend where there wasn't really fights happening, and I didn't know what to do with myself because I was chilling, there was nothing on, and I was like, this is weird, this ain't right. And we had a good fight night card this last night. And we have a banging pay-per-view coming up next Saturday. And UFC 289 co-main event is Charles Oliveira versus Benal Dariush. And then the main event, women's bantamweight title bout between Amanda Nunes and Irene Aldana. You start looking down even into the prelims, and there are going to be some good fights on this.
Ige Landwehr. Your boy Eric Anders. I ain't seen him since the what was that? Not the Jackass movie, but High.
We get a lot of wind out here. All of a sudden, it sounds like twisters happening.
Hey, I'm digging the chimes. Man.
I want it on record that there is no scheduled title defense as of right now for the 145-pound women's division. They're fighting for 135 only.
Oh, I know you keep speculating on this. This is my point too of where I'm saying this next season of The Ultimate Fighter. Dana White, listen to me. A1, the Fight Muse. We need a season of The Ultimate Fighter with a middleweight male division and then a women's 145-pound division. These are the divisions that are probably the lightest right now, the most light work. So please tell your fight scout talent that this is where y'all should be focused in on. I'll do it for you. Put me on retainer. I will travel and watch these fights and break them down and let's make it happen. Because it's almost time for me to get a better job. Let's do it.
The French boys fighting in the main on the prelim of that one against Chris Curtis.
Yeah.
Remember we were supposed to see him a couple
I gotta block
ago.
1/3 of the It's Almost Time family on Twitter, Mr. Curtis.
With his new dumbass podcast partner, Jesus Christ.
Hell no. And we got some early prelims that to be determined.
Chris Dawkins is on the card, and he might get. Let's see who's gonna knock him out this time. Is it gonna be Khalil Roundtree Jr.? It might be, although Dawkins is a 200. Oh no, he's the dog. So yeah, man, Dawkins is they just be feeding Dawkins to people that are better than him, huh?
And then it looks like after that you got Vittori versus Cannonier.
Sister both ranked 13.
Oh yeah, you looking ahead. I was like, wait, that's on this?
Yeah, I said after that.
And that one, that's a fight night card, which you can kind of tell even with the talent that they have or the fights that they have scheduled.
Sarukian and Joaquin Silva, that should be nice. I'm looking.
And like I'm a watch. It's just really hard to pick for these or even talk too much about them because I don't know a lot about the talent that's on the card.
Did you guys see that knockout from KSW this weekend?
Oh, Zach Puga's fighting from Ultimate Fighter that
I
night.
said it in the group chat. It's a quick clip. I'm not sure if it's the only time this knockout has ever happened, but it's extremely rare knockout.
Oh, who?
I can spoil it for you, or you can watch it. It's just a short clip, but it's pretty cool.
Oh, from the bottom?
Ooh.
Full mounted, knocked out from the bottom. Just wings it.
Hell no.
That's
Hell
the
no.
only bottom knockout like up fist I've seen like that in the UFC was from Kevin Holland, really.
Right, and he wasn't full mounted; he had guard.
No, that was like guard, but it was a really he still should have knocked dude out from that angle, like the way that was, and like that was one of my favorite fights to watch in real time because he's like Holland got hit and he goes, "Oh man, that was good, you got me, like good stuff," and he goes, "Man, I had a dream about this." And then like 5 seconds later, dude was sleeping. Like it was just I love Kevin Holland's fights for that reason. How animated he is in that cage and like straight having conversations with them. Who was he fighting at the Miami card? And he's like, "You smell that? You smell that weed in there?
You smell
weed in here."
And he was like, "I'm kind of salty. I ain't answer me." I'm like, "Nigga, you smell that weed."
But I think Kevin understands that like that part of being him is why fans love him. This is why the UFC is going to keep this dude around, is because he's real like that.
Yeah,
you don't fake that kind of stuff. Like he just legit is just being him.
Curious
in the middle of a very high stress moment too. So like, dude's got some stones, and he said it himself. He loves to fight. He don't care if it's at 70 or 85. Said he likes 85 because he can kind of eat and do whatever, but 70 is where he's putting in his good work.
Right.
But yeah, he had that coming up, and then even a little bit down the road, the card after that is Emmett versus Taporia.
Yeah.
And after that, you got Strickland versus Magomedov.
And then after that, you know where we at.
And then where we at?
You know where we at, nigga.
We in Vegas in July for 290.
International Fight Wheezy.
Yep. We there for the convention. Like I said, I'll remind everybody we aren't gonna be there for the fight unless we can work some magic and
pull
some stuff out our ass. But
do you see who's fighting on this card?
Yes, it's two championship fights because the main event.
And then Robert Whitaker and Duplessis.
Yep, you got Volk
Jalen Turner and Dan Hooker.
You got Volk versus
Bo Nickel and Trayshawn Gore, fam.
Moreno and
Pantoja. Robbie Lawler and Nico Price.
Yeah, that's a fucking crazy card.
And that's isn't that
Robbie Jones is on that bitch.
Isn't that Robbie? That's gonna be Robbie's retirement
Robbie Lawler,
fight, right?
Yep.
Man.
Cameron Simon from fucking South Africa, nigga. Undefeated. He's on the early prelims.
Jack and Sean Brady's nose are both.
Come on, man. I'm watching all that shit. New scooted up, fucked up nigga fuck with me.
Sean Brady and Jack Della Madalena's nose are both.
We might have to watch that at stadium, nigga.
Oh, bro, there's no might about it.
Froze's on A1, fam.
Oh, we'll see. Hey,
that card. Listen, man. What did I say earlier this year? I said, I understand Jones is coming back in March. Of course, that's going to be a good fight. I said, but the Volkanovski versus Islam was going to be hard to top, right? This is them trying to top that.
Well,
it's the same nigga.
It's also them matching the energy on the card that the city is going to have for it being International Fight Week. This is a big thing. Like this,
South Africans are here. They ain't been here since Lethal Weapon 2. They here to set shit straight. The only thing we apartheid is the fact that we got them niggas.
Yeah. So let's kind of backtrack just a little bit because we do have some time here, and I did say I wanted to try to do this live since we didn't pick on air. Let's go to the 289 card.
289.
Pick these are it's almost time 3-way parlay for this upcoming weekend. I feel like this
we gotta
card
do a
is
little
stacked
live homework.
Well, this is doable enough to where homework might not need to be done to make these picks.
Maybe not.
Which one? 289.
Yes. Yep. Next Saturday.
I usually like to use the price to make the price goes into my factor, but I can try to wing it. Like if I don't have the odds, then it's hard for me to make the pick.
I want to go on that main on the prelims, kind of, because I feel like the French boy got that.
Okay, so you're gonna pick
Nasruddin Imavov.
Okay, against Curtis.
Against Chris Curtis.
Hold
on, I gotta get one more because my last one was.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So
I'm gonna. That's what I gotta research real quick. Let me check it out.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I know I'm picking that one, but go ahead with the rest of them until
I'll let you pick second, Paul.
Benil Dariush money line.
Dariush money line.
Yep.
They ain't even got the odds out on that one.
He said, "Fuck that."
What I see, I don't think Oliveira's that good. We'll see.
Woo!
He gets hit too much. We'll see.
Didn't Dan Ige fight not too long ago?
Yeah.
Who did he fight?
Ige? Let's find out. He fought Damon Jackson in January 14th.
Yeah, okay. What did he win by?
KO, round 2.
Cause you picked Dariush, it's got me wanting to pick Aldana, but I'm gonna throw a wrench and shit if I do. That's gonna be my own money line thing I got going on. But I think I'm gonna go with Ige by KO TKO.
There we go. Lock it into the group chat before I forget. Or I can do it, yeah.
Yeah, here, I'll put mine in.
Oh, that's going to be hard. I'm going to just say by decision.
You going, hold on, we'll lock it into the group chat. There you go.
He said lock it into the group chat.
He got it. Benny Imavov by decision and Ige by TKO or KO. You heard it here first for the It's Almost Time 3-way parlay. And I feel like you don't have to do parlay boys. And I feel
Let's go.
To keep it in the spirit of the 3-way. I know you'd be doing smaller bets, but even I feel like you put some little extra good luck on it if you place a $3 bet on the 3-way parlay.
I think you're right, actually. I think you're right. I like it.
Official.
I like it.
Man, we're gonna be spoiled though with a lot of good fight cards coming up, and we actually kind of ran through this one a little faster than normal. I was like, what do we do with all this extra free time on our hands?
It was somewhat of a, we talked about the card, it was only a halfway eventful card, so half as much to talk about as far as
because some of them were great and some were like
do what you can with turds that aren't polished.
I do want to say a lot of people are complaining about the lack of quality in cards. And where do you guys fall? Would you rather have less cards of higher quality or more cards?
I like these cards in between though. I like it's harder to pick on them, but at the same time, I feel like for the people that really enjoy the sport of it, not just for the names, not just because like obviously even looking ahead of UFC 290 at 291, that's a banger of a card, and we got a lot to look forward to because obviously like when Poirier and Gaethje get in this, it's gonna be a war. It's gonna be
Yes.
epic. That is like those are like the Christmas Day fights, kind of like that's the ones that you go to sleep early the night before and don't like have stuff planned because you know what you're gonna be doing. You're gonna be gathered around that screen and watching them, just that beautiful violence. Um, but the people that love it for the sport of it, you're just as likely to see some crazy shit like that on these in between cards because again these prospects, these fighters haven't made a name for themselves yet. They've got to forge that legacy and build that brand. So I feel like especially this day and age with the level raising of what it means to be a pro fighter, these up and comers, you're gonna see more just epic victories and good skill because that's what the UFC has. It's what they're looking for. So, yes, you might not know who the fuck these people's names are, but I guarantee you the level of competition you're gonna get is gonna be pretty good, if not as good as some of these top name fighters. And that's well, I'm loving that the sport is getting to this. This is what makes it so interesting to tune into, to where you can like okay, like a lot of people, like a lot of casuals might not even know who Josh Emmett is, who's going to be headlining the June 24th card, but the dude has put in work, and the semi casuals even will know who he is, and Taporia, that's going to be a good fight. And you might not know a lot of the names on some of the fighters on the fights under that, but I guarantee you they're going to come and they're going to give it their all because they want to build that brand. They want to become the next Poirier, the next Justin Gaethje, the next motherfucking John Jones. Like, and this is where you're going to witness this. This is where it's going to start. John Jones started on some very small cards. Like they knew when Jones beat Brandon Vera, I think they realized what they had on their hands because Brandon Vera was and still is a very dominant fighter. Like so over there, what he was he double champ in one?
I don't know, but he was at least champ for
He
sure.
was champion, and then like politics aside, I think like Brandon kind of went off the deep end a little bit too, like with some of the Trump talk and the Q talk and stuff. Cause he went really deep in a rabbit hole. And
Brian
and
who? Which one?
Brandon Vera
Oh,
went off the deep end, but like so much so like he moved back because he's got a lot of family in the Philippines. Like he's just straight him and his family moved to the Philippines. Just said fuck living here. I can't say I blame him, but like some of his politics and his ideas, to say the least, are like, and I'm a very woke type person, but like, hey, calm it down a little bit, man. Calm it down. Like you and Bryce Mitchell might need to have a little powwow and just bring it back a little bit.
Jake Shields is real bad about it too on his
yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah, and then like into each your own. I like, like, but when you become a fighter, you become somebody in a spotlight like that. Like just even the same, I'm a fucking musician, and I might talk a little bit of shit in some of my raps and stuff, but at the same time, I think if I got to a platform, and even now, I know not to go crazy talk with it. Like I might hint towards some stuff in some of my bars, but I'm not gonna go really off the deep end into like some of the stuff that I think about because I know I'm a little off. Like, but I ain't trying to convince nobody to think or believe what everything I believe in.
Right.
That's not smart. Like, nah, I'll give you some stuff to research. I'll point you in some directions, but you come to your own conclusion as far as what stuff is. but I'm not gonna go along with everything. I don't think that the shit is flat. I don't think a lot of that stuff. I feel like a lot of that stuff was put out there to throw people off of like the real shit that they getting into and that is going on out there. But you throw Q and flat Earth and stuff into there, and not all of a sudden anybody that believes any conspiracy is just nuts.
Right. No,
Anywho.
damn the jokes. Well, we got a lot of stuff coming up, man.
Yeah, we do.
I gotta go get in this car and drive around this
car.
track.
In this car.
That's how we say it in Chicago.
I'm driving here.
I gotta get in this car.
I'm walking.
It's always fun.
Walking here.
Kicking it with y'all, man.
Always.
We'll see what happens this next one, and yeah, man. Keep it light, tight, and out of sight, I guess.
Yep, I almost hit the wrong music, but we can't leave without the outro. As always, though, I'm A1, the Fight Muse. I think I coined a new nickname here today, the Fight Muse. I like it. But we hear it's almost time. I hope y'all enjoy your week, and we should be back next Sunday to talk about the happenings of UFC 289, Nunez and Aldana. Let's go.
I'm just the nigga that bakes the biscuits.
Hey, maybe hit us with a new recipe next weekend.
We'll see what's up.